Hello, and welcome to my life in sunny Central Texas. And it is sunny today. I don't see a wisp of cloud anywhere except below the sun off to the east, because it is early morning sunshine time. I am Kismet, the feral grandma, and I'm kind of thinking of giving up the intermittent fasting part of the combined intermittent fasting and carnivore diet. I just feel like crud all the time. I'm not getting sick. I mean, the carnivore is doing what carnivore does in that regards. But I just feel like I have no energy. And I very rarely get my macros in on what I'm trying to hit for proteins and fats. And it's kind of important to support your lean muscle mass and to have the energy to use to keep doing stuff. I have kept doing stuff, and doing more stuff, and doing more stuff. I just did my laundry. Before that, I put the clean dishes away. Older grandson stays up late and runs the dishwasher. He could probably put about twice as much stuff in it. But I think he is occasionally running it before his brother brings dishes out of his room. I've been trying to get it through everyone's heads for a very long time that if you don't eat in your room, there's no reason for the bugs to go in there looking for food. You don't want bugs, flies, or anything else. Eat in one place and keep that clean. They would rather eat anywhere they can carry their food to and then complain about bugs and spray noxious stuff all over every horizontal surface without regard to the fact that I'm very short. If you spray something on that little strip between the sink and the edge of the counter, there's no way I can use the sink without my arms coming into contact with whatever that crap is. I don't have a problem with keeping the biodiversity out of the house. The bugs can have all the place to live they need out here. But apparently I live with troglodytes. They mess up the cave they live in, and they contribute very little to cleaning. I'm not saying they don't want it clean, I'm just saying they're not helping much. Let's buy whatever, and when it arrives, we'll just dump it in the living room with everything else. And we will soon have a round of school shoes and backpacks in the living room with everything else. There's still stuff in the living room with everything else from the last school year. If I start putting their shoes outside, they might take a hint, but they might not. They'll just complain about the nights we hit dew point and their shoes are damp. Which What you doing, puppy dog? Yes, it's doggy time. I've said before I was trying doing without coffee for quite a bit. It didn't seem to really make any difference for me. Not for my digestion and not for anything else. Except I wasn't getting the little bit of calories from the tiny bit of cream I put in. There's my boy. Isn't it nice out here this morning? Yeah, it's nice. Nice enough to wear one of the new dresses. No sleeves, no collar, and one thin layer of cotton. Lots of sunshine. What, puppy? Do you smell something? I was a bad mommy today. He had to wait because I wanted some breakfast. And he's not anti-breakfast. I made some bacon and some eggs, and he knew what breakfast was going to be. His nose works. And then I sat looking on one of the carnivore groups on Facebook so long that the last bit of eggs got cold. And he had to work twice as hard to lick up his share of the egg yolk. Egg yolks, 3 of them. What, puppy? What? Yeah, I'll give Green Baby some water in a little bit. It needs it. Now, I may have done something to my ankle. My left ankle seems a little bit swollen. With the swelling extending down onto the foot a bit. It is visibly swollen. And I need to try to rest it today. Try to take good care of it. And at some point, I'm not going to measure it. It's my ankle. But at some point, I'll be wearing an ankle support thingy. One of those elastic things. Now we are in the countdown of the last few days before the semester starts. And it occurred to me recently that more kids who don't have to look for a part-time or summertime job should see what the possibilities there might be for them to sign up to take a credit of this or that during summer school. Because schools are air conditioned now. Now, where I went to high school, that wasn't much of a concern. Wyoming is not very warm. I'd certainly be willing to go back. Ideally, I'd like to have a piece of property in both states, Texas and Wyoming. A tiny bit of breeze, and it is wonderful. I can hear birds everywhere. It's still bird season. And the little dog and I are really enjoying our early morning sunshine. Although the more the sun goes up, keep in mind that the more direct the light is. And when it's more direct, I don't know if we have deeper penetration when it's more direct or what. Or if the wavelength from the earlier hours is just more able to get in. Sometimes I'm so busy in the morning I don't get outside until after 9 o'clock. Right now it is still before 9 o'clock. And the doggy is about to be happy because I gotta go over there and get the garden hose, and he will follow me down off the steps. Oh, butterfly. It's just about migration time again for them. Most of them don't make it. Some overwinter in the leaf litter in various kinds of woods. And many will just get cold and dry and drop to the ground, and that's it. But that's why they need to hatch by the hundreds and thousands when they can hatch. Lay enough eggs that anything eating eggs will miss a few. Another one over there. I like butterflies. I'm trying really hard to improve my energy levels. So I got up today and I didn't even care about the clock. I'm a little hungry, so I ate. Three eggs and some bacon. The doggy didn't even want some bacon. I mean, he did want the egg yolk, but he did not want any bacon. I worry about you sometimes, buddy. Now, the wavelength of various light does make a huge difference in our health. So hopefully what I'm doing is helpful. When I had just barely started carnivore and still had the option to go to morning Tai Chi classes twice a week. Right now it's twice in the evening, once in the morning. But my energy was a lot better then because I was getting up and getting out. And then they started a round of, we're going to change it to this time. No, we're going to change it to that time. No, we're going to do this. The constant changes give you no time to adapt and adjust. Oh, there is a tiny speck of a cloud. It's making shade. And tiny speck is right because it has moved on. And now there is no shade. Good thing I got out of here when I did. Need the sunshine. We all need the sunshine. But we all need to stay hydrated and fed. We need to eat the things that are good for us. And we need to dedicate time to learning about the stuff that's really bad for us. Actually, for my part, I endorse and live by, as much as possible, Dr. Anthony Chaffee's guidance to avoid plant toxins. He is on YouTube and does a lot of information out. He puts out information just to beat all kinds of stuff. Him and Baker and Barry. ABC. Anthony Chaffee. Anthony Chaffee. Although I've seen attempts to pronounce his name come up Chaffee. People spell it that way all the time. Although when he says it, he introduces himself on his streams and any interview where he introduces himself, Anthony Chaffee. I think that's one F, two E's. Okay, if he says Chaffee, I'll say Chaffee. And of course, Baker. The man is a beast. He really is. He's a glorious beast. Kind of like if you have one of those over-muscled hounds that look like it might have escaped from someplace where demons live. He's roughly my age, but dang. I don't need to be muscled like that. But I wish I was healthy enough to be doing that much that's so interesting. He's setting Americans within this age group kind of records on athletic things like rowing and lifting. Good God. And he wants to set, I think it's going to be age-related, for dunking a basketball. You know, taking a good jump and boom. The kind of dunks that can destroy backboards, because if you hold on to the rim that holds the net as you come down, and I'm sure some people do it on purpose, but that can rip it free, and that can cause breakage and splintering and bits of backboard everywhere. But if someone can do it, I'm pretty sure he can. He has repeatedly said that he does not take steroids, and that the testing place is just a little ways away from him, and people who say he does can put up or shut up. If they'll pay for the test, he'll go get blood drawn. And considering the size of the man and his intense workouts, he occasionally comes up with a moment where he tests a little bit low on testosterone. But a workout will destroy what's in your body, testosterone-wise. Testosterone is not a standalone substance. It is something your body makes, and then it gets used in a cascade of other hormones. Including estrogen. What, puppy? He's doing that head duck and look across the street thing. What are you looking at? Is it birdies? I bet it's birdies. If we had squirrels out here, he'd be such a happy camper. I'm also sure he would be such a happy hunter. Oh, crud. Got a bit of a wasp nest underneath the grill. I'll tell Rick about it. He might stay functional long enough after dark to spray them and remove the nest. Yes, they are pollinators, but no, I don't need anyone in my family getting stung by them. Besides, my dad and a sibling are both allergic to getting stung by things that sting. Now, Lyrical and Squirrel. He uses Lyrical Yeti. And I'm not going to say where because I don't need anyone giving him a hard time. Dude, your grandma's so old. Well, I'm a grandma, what do you expect? But he and I have both been stung enough times to know we're not allergic. I think my daughter has had a few stings. I'm not sure what stung her here and there. But almost no one gets through childhood without getting some kind of a sting. But she is that person that has enough problems that it's like one more time and her body might decide it's going to be allergic in the future. Some people just that way, you know. And the little doggy doesn't need stung. Although he typically doesn't go under the grill. Okay. It's a nice temperature now, but I'm sure it's going to be brutal later. So I think it's about time to get off my phone, water the surviving blueberry, water the other just in case the crown of the plant below soil level is still alive. Because they are particularly heat and drought and cold tolerant. I would like to still have 2 next summer. I would especially like to do it without having to buy more. Then, when I do rescue some from out front of the grocery store where the sun is terrible and the water is insufficient, that might be nice. So I think if I'm about done with this, yeah, I was talking about things I'm doing. I went ahead and ate some breakfast early. I may just need to be spreading out the energy I take in so that I'm not as tired all the time. Loki is wearing enough fat on his body to last him for a while, but I don't think it's gonna come off easily because he's driving his insulin up too often. Fat doesn't come off when insulin is high. And that's something that a lot of people who teach about health never mention. Ooh, eat 3 small meals a day and 3 snacks in between them, and I'm surprised they're not telling people to wake up at 1 a.m. and get in a good hearty snack. Keep that insulin up. Keep it up, keep it up. And soon you'll have deposited so much fat in your liver that it will never recover. Yeah, but it is starting to get warm. So take care of yourself. Learn all the science you can about your own health. There's a lot of people out in the world that would like to deny that Bart Kay or Anthony Chaffee or Baker or Barry have any credentials at all to listen to what they say. But I like them. And when they say, oh, blah, 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 de blah, and this works this way, I find that it helps. And if I don't quite have room for that last blah, I'll get as close to it as I can. Or maybe the first blah doesn't fit. blah, blah, bloody blah. But I try. And I'm still feeling so much better in so many ways that I never imagined were possible. I mean, think about what we get told about tinnitus. Oh, it just gets worse as you get older and then you get dementia. I got mine gone. Depending on the noise around me in the environment, I might get just a little bit. That's better than what it was. The migraines are seriously gone. And I've lost enough weight to have all that happening. I mean, on my forearms, I can pick the skin up. On the upper arms, the measurement is down, but I don't have as much loose skin. And on my legs, the measurement is down. Waist and hips and thighs, measurements down. Chest, I'm still hopeful. It's been huge since I was a kid. What you staring at now, puppy? I don't even see chickens over there. Lose the excitement. You might just be watching the butterflies. It's still warm enough for them to be quite busy. Yeah, definitely learn what you can. I mean, I couldn't recall, I could not repeat half the things I've learned looking at the science on cereal products. But when lab testing proves that you release more stem cells, that is the kind of thing the FDA would come after them for if they didn't actually have evidence from adequately performed tests to prove it. Once they're released, there's no way to control what they're going to go fix. I keep using them. Oh, somebody's little buddy came over. Now they're circling and sniffing. But yeah, take care of yourself. Read the science, even if you are not in a position to do the science. Other than n equals 1, of course. Dyson, stay. Dyson.